Antelope Valley Air Quality Management District was established July 1st, 1997. Air quality used to be handled by the South Coast Air Quality Management District in Diamond Bar, which had responsibility for the entire Los Angeles County. However, the air quality is much different in the Antelope Valley than it is in the Los Angeles Basin. So years ago, the Board of Trade took up the task to try to separate from South Coast Air Quality Management District. Air quality in the Antelope Valley is critical. If you think about it, Edwards Air Force Base is the largest employer in our area. With poor air quality, they can't really commit and complete their mission, which is testing of aircraft. Air Force Plant 42 is here because that supports the aircraft that go out for testing at Edwards. So both those organizations probably wouldn't be here if the air quality wasn't what it is today.
You know, when you get the two cities that came together in the county to have self-control, that was probably one of the best things that's ever happened to both the people here, air quality, and specifically businesses that decide to make the Antelope Valley their home. That self-control, I think, is big because we have the ability to see what the true needs are here.
What we do is we try to clean the air up. And if you look at the Antelope Valley and look at the statistics, you're more likely to get asthma in the Antelope Valley because of the pollution from South Coast. When I say South Coast, I'm talking about LA. So the pollution comes from LA and it settles in the Antelope Valley until the wind blows it away. So we actually don't have too much pollution in the Lancaster or the Antelope Valley area. It all comes in from South Coast or the San Joaquin Valley.
South Coast Air Quality Management District has a different air quality problem. I mean, it's much larger than ours, and their fee structure is much more restrictive. The permitting requirements for businesses are different. The permits are much more expensive down in South Coast. In addition to that, to do the work, they had to drive down to Diamond Bar, which is 100 miles from the city of Lancaster. We're all neighbors with the folks that live and work here, and trying to allow those businesses to prosper, even though we have to regulate certain aspects of their business. I think that's the thing that our entire staff and our governing board is most proud of, is the local control and be able to provide as much of a service as we can to try to get business to prosper and operate properly, but still try to maintain the air quality. Compared to the South Coast Air Quality Management District, which had 900 and had a very little idea of what actually occurs up in the Antelope Valley. The primary role and function of Antelope Valley Air Quality Management District is to permit stationary sources of air pollution. The state handles any source that is mobile, so cars, trucks, things like that, is a state function. Now, our function is stationary sources of air pollution. So you can think of your local dry cleaner, an auto body shop, the activities that happen out at Plant 42 around the aerospace industry. Those are the things that we take care of and permit. One of the other things the state likes our district to do is implement grant programs. So a lot of the local districts are involved in dispersing grants to try to reduce locally generated air pollution.
We have appropriated or budgeted a little over $12 million for over 200 projects since its inception. So with that funding, we've been able to help business operators meet the state requirements by funding, assisting them up to 80% if they retire a vehicle and they need to replace it. It's costly to replace a heavy piece of equipment, whether it's a tractor or it's a diesel truck or whatever heavy piece of equipment a construction company might have. We've even had businesses tell us if you hadn't given us the help, we'd be out of business. And it makes you feel good. You know you're helping a business operator that's been subject to these air quality requirements.
Our board's been very active in trying to replace fossil fuel powered equipment with battery electric. We're very involved with grants for leaf blowers, trimmers, hedgers, lawnmowers, all those type of hand equipment that commercial and residents would use. We have grant programs to help offset that cost. One of the things that the governing board instituted a few years back is a program to try to incentivize local residents to buy electric vehicles or hybrid electric vehicles. So if you're an Antelope Valley resident and you buy for an Antelope Valley car dealer, we offer $1,000 in addition to the other state grants towards the purchase of that electric vehicle or plug-in electric vehicle.
A gas-powered lawnmower costs about $2.25 an hour to run. An electric lawnmower costs about 25 cents to run. So there's a major difference in the actual cost to run. We can run our electric buses at 30 to 40 cents a mile. Our diesel buses cost us up to $1.57 a mile to run. So when it's good for the environment and it's good for your pocketbook, it has to be good for everybody.
Our chairman, Vice Mayor Christ from the City of Lancaster, wants to maintain that we're the lowest cost air district in our surrounding area. So we compare our fees to South Coast, the Santa Barbara area, Ventura, Eastern Kern, and the air district in San Bernardino. A paint booth permit, for example, in South Coast might cost the operator $1,400 a year. For us, it'll be $440.
We actually audit all of our competitors, and our competitors meaning the other air districts. So whatever the lowest price is for the permit fees, we will stay under those. So we will have the lowest air fee. Gas stations, we have the lowest fee. Generators, we have the lowest fees. We get our funding through the DMV funds. So when you pay your DMV fees, you're actually funding the AVA QMD. We get, I believe it's $4 per DMV fee. So those fees are used to pay the district operating procedures.
We can provide almost like a personal touch because, again, all our staff live and work in the Antelope Valley. Most times we ask a property or the business owner to come into our office. We go through the permitting process, what information we actually need, and then try to turn around the permit roughly in 2 weeks, 2 working weeks. If you were in South Coast, their permit backlog, probably you wouldn't see a permit for approximately 4 to 6 months. So once the permit's issued, our field inspector will actually go out in the field, make sure that the property owner or the business owner understands what the operating conditions are and how he can maintain compliance with the permit. We can get to anywhere within our jurisdiction within roughly a half-hour drive. So our folks can actually be out there on the ground with the business owner to try to work out a solution that's workable for them. Our phone number is 661-723-8070, or our website is www.avaqmd.ca.gov. There's information on our website, and our folks here that would answer the phone could provide any information that you need.
It's a bright future. It's a bright future for the AVA QMD, for AVTA, for the City of Lancaster, and overall the Antelope Valley. We're getting rid of the pollutants that we can get rid of, and we're stopping any of the major pollutants from coming in here.
It makes me feel good when you know that you're helping out the air quality in the valley, you're helping out businesses be successful, you're helping out the kids. I really, again, I feel it's a privilege to sit on that board.